In medieval German literature, Siegfried was the hero of Nibelungenlied, a famous poem composed in the 12th century. Siegfried had an almost invulnerable body because as a youth he had been bathed in dragon's blood. Dragons of myth have always possessed magical powers, but this is not a story of ancient myth. This is a scientific journey, an adventure, if you will, to a small mysterious island called Komodo, the land of the Komodo dragon. Our heroes are not knights in shining armor or characters from a fairy tale. They are doctors, veterinarians, scientists, and zookeepers, all on a quest to capture dragons and to find out if there is indeed some magical power in the blood of these dragons. The Komodo dragon, more properly Varanus komodoensis, is one of nature's most deadly creatures. There have been at least 7 reported human deaths from Komodo dragons on these islands. The dragon is basically a lazy creature. It prefers not to fight with its prey. A dragon will lie in ambush or move slowly through the underbrush, sneaking quietly up on some unsuspecting animal. Then, the dragon will strike out with one slice of its razor-sharp teeth. Once the dragon has bitten an animal, it may actually allow it to run away. You see, the dragon's bite contains something deadly. It could be a toxin, endotoxin, venom, a virus, or deadly bacteria. But the animal will die a slow, painful death within the next 72 hours. The dragon just waits for the animal to die and then feasts on the rotting carcass. Scientists aren't sure what kills the victim, but they suspect the Komodo dragon's mouth may be full of virulent bacteria. The question scientists want answered is, if the dragon has this mouthful of bacteria, deadly enough to kill a water buffalo in 72 hours, why doesn't it kill the dragon? As much as 20% of a dragon's diet is other dragons, and their gums bleed constantly, tainting their blood with the poison saliva. The rangers reset the noose and prepare to try again. The smaller one has run off, but all the commotion attracted a larger one into the area. Again, the dragon tries to get away rather than fight. As if the fear of being bitten wasn't enough, the rangers also have to worry about the other end of the dragon. The dragons have the power to break a leg with one quick crack of their tail. Finally, Lewis manages to hook him, and the fight begins. Something unexpected happens. Two other dragons, hearing the commotion and thinking the dragon has a kill, come in for their share. While Johnny and some of the rangers restrain the captive, other rangers fend off the hungry scavengers. The dragon snorts angrily as the rangers try to secure it for the doctors. Once it is restrained, veterinarian Don Gillespie anesthetizes the area then cuts and removes a small skin sample.
We've got problem with the saliva.
The scientists want to study the structure and chemistry of the skin and see if it contributes to the apparent bacterial resistance of the Komodo dragon. The dragon is surprisingly calm, and Don works quickly.
Get a really good cut, that whole section lifts right out.
After the sample is removed, it is placed in a small container to be taken back to the lab.
I have thumb forceps, it makes it a little bit easier.
Don then closes the wound.
Coming from both edges, keeping it out of the dirt. You do 2 twirls around, pull it like that. The thing about it is this suture material, unless you pull down on the knot tightly right here at the last, it'll come loose. So we tie 4 throws. Then we get a centimeter distance.
You'll see that stitch in there up to 2 months later, but it's okay. It's not going to cause a problem.
And eventually it'll come out. It's absorbable suture. We never put in stitches. We have to take it.
Well, how does a Komodo dragon feel when you touch it? First, you kind of feel privileged if you had a chance to work on an animal like that. So it's kind of a special thing, maybe even if it's in your own mind. Surprisingly, the big claws that you see and the skin on the legs is actually not that rough or tough. The claws look big, but they don't have quite the feeling of texture or sharpness, even though they certainly appear like it, as that of like a lion or a leopard or a tiger. But the main skin on their body is just like a coat of chainmail. It's just absolutely thick with these osteoderms or bony plates in the skin. And your skin biopsy instruments just bounce off it. It was so tough.
Don places an antibiotic on the wound, even though the dragons seem invulnerable to infection, because, as Don puts it, he doesn't want to be the first to give them one. Don then spreads insect repellent around the area to keep off the ticks and flies.
I'm sorry.
Okay, where are we headed next? Back?
Any more?
Okay, let's bring. Yeah, we do blood. Do blood leg.
When all the tests have been completed, the rangers begin carefully untying the dragon. This has the potential to be as dangerous as the capture. The rangers are not sure what the dragon will do once it is released. It could decide to turn around and attack its captors. The release has to be timed so that all the rangers let go at the same time.
He just had a nice little physical. He's healthy.
The dragon saunters away slowly, indignant but unharmed.